Welcome to Will It Build, the series where I take your builds from my YouTube comments and Discord server and put them to the test to see if they are the real deal. If it's solid, then I'll gift you 1,000 silver, and if it's really something special, you'll be featured in a dedicated build video for your submitted build. So comment yours below so we can answer the question, will it build? Back with another episode of Will It Build. This one is submitted by Bobber, and we are testing it out in the brand new Grandmaster Nightfall Liminality, allegedly the hardest Grandmaster Nightfall ever released. So if this build can cut it in Grandmaster Liminality, then you know that it can cut it in any piece of Destiny content. This one is featuring the brand new Mactics, pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, exotic chest piece for Warlocks. They say that this build fulfills the ultimate power fantasy of like Warlocks controlling reality. It's all about ignitions, it's all about high damage, it's all about control. We're going to see how it feels today. We're going to run it through the Grandmaster Nightfall once, see how we feel about it. Then I'm going to take a look, see if there's anywhere I want to make a couple tweaks, a couple changes. Then we're going to do another Grandmaster Nightfall run, and we're going to talk about the final result. So let's get to the build. Starting off with the Mactics, brand new exotic chess piece. We've got how do you pronounce these words? I think that's pronounced I got it. Stylistixis. Targets damaged by Arcane Needle, our melee ability, emit a suspending detonation when defeated, and landing multiple Arcane Needles, I believe specifically 3, on the same target, immediately triggers a larger, more powerful detonation. Furthermore, defeating suspended targets grants melee energy, which is fantastic, so we can continue the loop, and our Arcane Needles can pierce barrier champion shields, which is perfect because we are entering into Grandmaster Liminality, which does have barrier shields. As far as the subclass for the build, they've got a setup with Song of Flame, which in my opinion is probably the best super for Prismatic Warlock. I think he get like 95% damage resistance, which is gigantic. They've got us set up on Healing Rift, Arcane Needle, obviously, to pair up with Mactics, Storm Grenade, which will be pretty cool. I believe this week's Grandmaster Nightfall Liminality has Arc Surge on it, if I'm not mistaken, so those grenades will have their damage buffed by 25%, which feels really, really good. And then we've also got Feed the Void, so any ability kill will get us Devour, not only of paramount importance for keeping us fully healed, full HP heal on every single kill, but will also be really important for getting us a lot of grenade energy so we can spam those storm grenades. We've also got Helion, which is going to be our little solar mortar turret that we have on our hip. We get it every time we activate our class ability, and what's really important about this is that this is going to scorch targets. Now, like I said, this build is about causing a lot of scorch stacks and a lot of ignitions. We'll talk about that in just a brief moment. But first, we're going to talk about these fragments right here. Got the Facet of Balance, where rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy. Rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage grants grenade energy. We've then got the Facet of Hope, where while we have an elemental buff, which, for example, Devour would fall under that category, our class ability is going to regenerate significantly more quickly, which will be really nice for casting it more frequently to have maximum uptime on Helion. We've then got the Facet of Purpose, so that picking up an Orb of Power grants us an elemental buff based on the damage type of our equipped super. Since we're going with Song of Flame, which is the solar super, picking up Orbs of Power will give us Restoration, so another way to heal on top of Devour. I have a feeling that survivability with this build is going to be really, really fantastic, which is really important in Grandmaster Nightfalls and frankly everything in Destiny. And I got the Facet of Protection, where while surrounded by combatants, we get 15% bonus damage resistance, adding to the survivability mix. And then the Facet of Dominance, where our arc grenades, our storm grenade in this situation, is going to jolt targets, which is going to be fantastic. Theoretically, this would allow our arc grenades to stun overload champions. There are no overload champions in this Grandmaster Nightfall, so we're not going to see a whole lot of that. But just so you know, if you ever have a Grandmaster Nightfall with overloads, that would be really nice there. As far as weaponry goes, they highly recommended the Call Special Ammo Sidearm up in the kinetic slot. I have Demolitionist and Vorpal Weapon on mine. They highly recommended the Dragon's Breath Exotic Rocket Launcher in the heavy slot to play into that ignition power fantasy. And as far as the energy slot goes, they recommended a weapon with Heal Clip and Incandescent. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a weapon with Heal Clip and Incandescent. Luna's Howl would be a great option. Aberrant Action would be a great option. The Heliocentric Sidearm, I believe it's called, would be a great option. There's a lot of great options that have Heal Clip, Incandescent. I unfortunately just don't have any of them. So I'm just going to go with an Incandescent option. The two things I'm kind of looking at here are going to be my Callus's Mini Tool, which has Incandescent and Threat Detector, or my Zauli's Bane, which has Incandescent and Explosive Payload. I'm going to start out with the Callus's Mini Tool, and I might try out the Zauli's Bane. We'll see. I think Incandescent's going to be the main important part, because although Heal Clip is fantastic, I think that with the healing through our healing rift, our restoration from orb pickup, and our devour, I think we'll probably be okay. Looking at the artifact mods, the reason that all of these scorching and ignition sources are so important is because we're rolling with solar fulmination, the brand new artifact perk where our ignitions do increased damage and an increased radius. So I think this is going to be really, really powerful for absolutely smoking large packs of ads and smoking boss HP bars. So I think that's the angle they're going for here. Also got threaded blast as well, so that when we create tangles, which we will when we kill any suspended target or any unraveled target, which unraveled target will be any target that gets hit by our arcane needle, whenever we blow it up with a strand weapon, aka our call sidearm, significantly bigger explosion, significantly more damage. Also going with radiant orbs, so I get radiant on orb pickup, galvanic armor, so I have 30% bonus damage resistance whenever I'm amplified if I get multi-kills with my storm grenade, and then I'm going with shield crush and transference in the last columns, so I get bonus damage and energy regenerations on my melee and grenade when I'm in Transcendence and whenever I have specific elemental buffs. Finally, with the mods, they encouraged Strand Siphon and a special ammo finder up on the helmet, double momentum transfer and firepower on the gloves. This is going to create orbs of power when our grenades kill enemies and going to give us some grenade reduction, grenade cooldown reduction whenever we hit enemies with our melee ability, whatever resist you want on the chest piece, double strand surge on our boots along with a recuperation mod, and double bomber on the class item along with time dilation to get a little bit more mileage out of those strand weapon surges. So with that whole thing assembled, we're going to go ahead and try this bad boy out. Shout out to Tip and Apollo who are chilling in the Twitch stream with me, twitch.tv/Mactics, where we film all these live. They're going to be rocking and rolling with us for this one so that we can answer that question. Will it be? Let's get the class ability down. So we get Helion for 20 seconds. We can then throw an Arcane Needle. It looks like the target that I tried to hit with Arcane Needle died before the Arcane Needle hit it. And we're just going to go in and start cooking some of these guys. I don't have Devour up quite yet. Ooh, but I did just notice. Okay, so important thing to keep in mind. I believe that a Helion Final Blow counts as an ability Final Blow and thus will give us Devour. Which is really nice because it means that basically, while we're firing on enemies, if we have our Helion, if we have our Solar Buddy on our shoulder, if the Helion does end up landing the final blow on either the enemy that we're currently fighting or just a random enemy that we're not even looking at, then it'll automatically fully heal our HP and we'll get Devour right off that. So that's pretty solid. So first things first, we're just going to try and make our way into this arena. I'm going to shoot quick little Arcane Needle at that guy, make the suspending burst. Let's get our healing rift down so we have some healing. We make our Helion. Maybe take out this wizard. Come on, help me out here. Help. I think it's also important to note as well that if we have 2 Arcane Needle charges up, then the third one charges faster. So like the way Arcane Needle regeneration works is kind of funky. If you have, like, the more charges of Arcane Needle you have, the faster it recharges. So we kind of want to, we're low on all of our abilities right now. I kind of want to refrain from using my Arcane Needle. Oh, you know what I can do actually? Just pop Prismatic. I instantly get all 3 back. Being a bit of a goofball. Okay, we're going to shoot this with our strand weapon so we get the big explosion. And then we have a ton of ability regeneration from our Transcendence. So I'm a little more comfortable spamming some Arcane Needles right now because if you look in the bottom left, our Arcane Needle is recharging super quickly just because we are in Transcendence. So I'm just going to go crazy. Bad boy at these enemies right here. Helion is doing work. We still have Devour, which means every final blow is going to give us a chunk of grenade energy. So let me chuck that Storm Grenade on these enemies here. I'm going to squeeze in a little Arcane Needle. There's my Suspending Blast. That'll suspend that Acolyte. Okay, barrier shields up. I have Transcendence back again already. I feel... Okay, so... I wonder if the angle for this is like a Transcendence spam build. Maybe pop the Song of Flame now. I heard the Hive Knight was up. Did my teammates just already kill it or something? I think my teammates just already killed it. Okay, that was kind of tough to figure out what was going on there. Just because everything was getting eviscerated so quickly. But so far, not bad. So we're gonna shoot a couple arcane needles at this guy. I think I should probably be aiming to hit the trash mobs with the arcane needles, because these targets only get suspended if I hit them with 3 arcane needles. So I think I should be aiming for the trash mobs, hit the trash mob with the arcane needle, kill the trash mob, and then that'll suspend anything nearby it. Something I'm kind of feeling right now is I think I would prefer Phoenix Dive over Healing Rift at the current moment, just because it's a lower cooldown, so I get my Helion more quickly, and it's just it's a bit of a snappier activation. It's a bit more of like a panic button, which I think is a little nicer in something like a Grandmaster. I absolutely hate the time period where you can't move your body while you're casting a Rift. Compared to that of Phoenix Dive, it's just much more instant. I love the mix of darkness damage and light damage that we have right here. We've got our grenade and our primary ammo weapon for our light damage, and our Helion for our light damage. And then we've got our arcane needles, our suspension, our tangles, and our call sidearm for our strand damage, or darkness damage. So I think that's why our transcendence is just feeling really, really good. So yeah, I think this is heavily angled towards like transcendence spam. This village area will be a really, really good tell as to how quickly we are going to get our transcendence, because we're just constantly fighting stuff in here. So step 1, I'm going to hit that guy with a needle. Suspending blast. Maybe suspend... Oh. I think I'm lagging a little bit. I have my Devour up right now as well, so I kind of want to kill some trash mobs. Kill some trash mobs, keep the Devour going, get some grenade regeneration. Oh, I'm getting completely juked out by this Thrall. Had to pop the Transcendence for safety. But that's okay, like we said, because I think we just are going to have our Transcendence up so often. Boom. Everything's suspended. Grab the Tangle. I probably should have shot the Tangle instead, but it's okay. The Storm Grenade down. And whenever I'm in a precarious position, I think I can just rip the Song of Flame because I get 95% damage resistance. It's pretty much impossible for them to kill me. There's that Suspending Blast. In fact, let's get the Song of Flame going. And full HP heal on every single kill while I'm in Song of Flame. Because of Feed the Void. Okay, last Guardian standing. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to play for my teammates' orbs. I'm out of special ammo, so I can't nuke the Tangles right now. For Threaded Blast, because I don't have a strand weapon. Get another grenade down. This seems like a perfect place to throw a Dragon's Breath. And I actually could shoot a Dragon's Breath at the Unstoppable champion, because it'll eventually ignite him and that'll stun him. So let's get a Dragon's Breath on him. Throw a Storm Grenade in the mix as well. So we have Dragon's Breath. Okay. Oh, something I thought of as well. When I pop Transcendence, my grenade is a Void and Stasis Grenade. And so although we had the Facet of Dominance for our Arc Grenade jolting targets for our Storm Grenade, when we're in Transcendence, we actually get benefits from the other half of this fragment where our Void Grenades weaken targets. Because when we're in Transcendence, our grenade is Void and Stasis. So we actually get to double dip into that fragment, which is really, really cool. I don't know if you can do that on most classes. So at the current moment, I don't have any of my abilities. So what I'm thinking right now is, step 1, I need to fill up my Transcendence meter with darkness damage so that I can get Transcendence. Pop my Transcendence, that gives me all of my abilities. Get an ability kill specifically, so I get Devour active. And then I can just go on a rampage with Transcendence. Keep on ripping through this guy's shoulders. Pop, 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 pop. Nicely done. Okay, so now we're going to have a new pack of ads. Let's get the Rift down for a Helion. Helion. And we're just going to keep blowing everything up. We've got our Devour. We have our Transcendence back, so we'll pop our Transcendence, and we're just going to jump all over the place. Okay, we're going to pop the Song of Flame because we are one-shot. I want that 95% damage resistance. This is like our Panic Pop super. And I'm going to use it to eviscerate this champion right here because I have my ability spam. Excellent. Still in Transcendence, even after that super pop. Get the healing rift down, close to see. So like in a situation like that right there, that's where I would love to have Phoenix dive, because even though I did live through that and I was able to get my healing rift off, me being stationary and it just taking a little bit of time for me to drop my healing rift just puts me in a really vulnerable position. Whereas if I have Phoenix dive, it's instant. It's the snap of a finger. That's where I'm thinking maybe I'd like the Phoenix dive angle a little bit more here. Oh, that's right. We have that wizard right there. Okay, so let's drop a rift. I really want this wizard dead. So we're going to pelt it with our grenades. We're going to get the suspending blast on this knight so that any additional adds that come out of that cave get absolutely cooked. That'll also make an orb of power for us. We've also got a barrier knight up. I can chuck my arcane needles to break its shield because of Metiodoxia's exotic perk. Dude, the amount of transcendence that... Dude, I had the transcendence grenade on them. I had the tangle on them. I had the storm grenade on them. What are they supposed to do? Okay, let's get the Song of Flame going. This is where we should be getting... Oh, God! Oh, great. No more super for me. He is kind of getting cooked, though. Nice. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. I like it a lot. But I think we can do better. I want to try just a slight variation of this and play a little bit more into the map control power fantasy. So while I'm not against the Dragon's Breath and Incandescent angle to get a lot of ignitions and a lot of Solar Fulmination, I want to try and mix things up just a little bit. We're going to drop Solar Fulmination and pick up Void Hegemony so that while we have a Void or Prismatic subclass, defeating weakened targets gives us Overshield. That's going to be prudent whenever we are in Transcendence, because of course our grenade is half Void and therefore will weaken enemies through the facet of Dominance. Why did I think it was Domineering? With that change, I want to keep Song of Flame. I do want to try out Phoenix Dive. 55 base cooldown instead of the 1 minute 22 second base cooldown of Healing Rift. And I also want to try and drop the aspect that I have no idea how to pronounce in favor of Bleak Watcher. Because my idea here is we're getting so much grenade energy through Devour. I want to try out this build and see how it feels if we have even more map control. We have Bleak Watchers to freeze everything in conjunction with Arcane Needles and Metiodoxia to suspend everything. So I just want to see how that feels. It might be worse. It might suck. I don't really know, but I just want to see what's what. As far as fragments go, I love Hope, I love Purpose, I love Protection, and I love Dominance. I felt like Balance wasn't super impactful. I'm wondering if there's something different that we could go with. Maybe Dawn. We could try Side. I feel like Solitude is always just really, really incredible, because I think this build does encourage you to be up in the action pretty frequently, and I think being able to cut the damage output of enemies by 50%. Oh, you know what? What about Bravery, though? Because here's what I'm thinking, right? We keep the call. I love the call. I think it's beautiful. I kind of want to go with the loadout more tuned for this Grandmaster Nightfall, though. So like a Void Machine Gun and Graviton Lance to play into all the Void shields, which means we have 2 Void weapons and 1 Strand weapon. So if we go Bravery, anytime we get a kill with our grenade, we get volatile weapons on our Void weapons. So we have a Graviton with permanent volatile. And then on the rare occasion that we do get a final blow with our melee, which admittedly will be a little rare in Grandmaster Nightfalls, we get Unraveling on our call. I just want to try this. I think Solitude is a very good all-purpose option, but like this just feels like it plays in beautifully. So I do want to give that a go. In terms of our mods, I wasn't huge on the focus on Strand mods because the only Strand weapon that we had, even with the previous loadout, was the call. So I want to invest a little bit more into primary ammo weapon mods. So I kind of want to go with the Void Siphon. I'm cool with what we had here. I'm cool with our setup on the chest piece. Here, I think I want to go... I felt like the recuperation was a bit unnecessary. So I'm thinking we go Void Weapon Surge. We'll keep 1 Strand Weapon Surge. And then since we have authorized mods Scavenger, all of our Scavenger mods are 1 energy. So we can go Void Scavenger for our heavy ammo weapon. And then down here, instead of double bomber, I'd love to find a way to sneak Reaper on here. And I feel like we're generating enough orbs theoretically through firepower and our siphon that we don't really need time dilation. So I think I'm going to drop time dilation in favor of Reaper. We'll maintain the... Actually, instead of the double bomber, I want to go 1 bomber, 1 outreach, because our melee ability is super important with this build. So I think we're going to make those changes. You know what? One more change. I feel like we don't need the special ammo finder. So what if instead, here's what I'm thinking. We're going to be casting our class abilities super frequently. I think there's 2 options here. There's 2 angles you could go. You can go the ashes to assets angle if you think your grenades are going to get that many final blows. Or you can go the dynamo angle if you think you're going to be casting your class ability near enemies that frequently. I think that since because we are going to be getting a lot of class ability energy regeneration, mainly because of the Facet of Hope, I think we go with the dynamo angle so we have super out much more frequently. Those are the changes I'm feeling. Let's see how it plays. Okay, so... Let's get an Arcane Needle on that guy. Get the Suspending Blast. And let's get the Phoenix Dive. That heals me back up. And let's start out with a Stasis Turret. Pop our Transcendence. And we're going to absolutely cook everything. We're just going to spam Arcane Needles. Because boom, now that Barrier Knight's suspended. I'm still in Transcendence. We're going to... chuck some needles. Everything's suspended. This is a Grandmaster Nightfall, by the way. Throw another needle. You're suspended. Everything's suspended. Okay, we're finally out of Transcendence. This is a Grandmaster Nightfall, and I feel like we're playing it like it's a playlist strike. I almost have Transcendence back already. This is like speedrun territory, by the way. This is like, we're going to clear this thing in 20 minutes territory. Okay, we want to leave that guy one shot. I think... I don't know how I'm feeling about the Bleak Watcher change. I think the Solar dude was better. Because the whole like, idea... Or not the whole idea, but like a big piece of why I wanted to change to Phoenix Dive is that you have the Solar dude up more frequently. And so switching to Bleak Watcher feels like... we're kind of undoing one of those benefits, and I feel like I've only thrown 1 Bleak Watcher turret this entire time. I feel like Bleak Watcher was not the move. But we'll keep going. We'll see, you know, maybe it'll work really nice in the village area. Maybe it'll work really nice in the boss room. Okay, step 1 for me is to get an ability kill, so I get Devour. So I'm just gonna chuck a Storm Grenade there. And now my job is to just maintain Devour uptime. Kill that Centurion. We got dudes spawning on us. Throw the Storm Grenade. That'll kill the Thrall. Give me my Devour. My Transcendence is back. Okay. And we're just gonna do that. And we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do that. And okay. We speedrun. We are currently speedrunning. Alright, I don't have super. And I'm not really close to Transcendence. So step 1 for me is going to be try to get an ability kill to get Devour. So I'm honestly just gonna throw a bunch of Arcane Needles. There's my Transcendence. This will surely get me an ability kill and get me Devour. And I'm just going to blast this guy with heavy. Time is of the essence. Get a grenade on him to jolt. Okay. I think now I'm just going to pop super. I'm going to pop super to try and like instantly clear out everything. That also obviously gets me Devour super quickly and super easily. I probably should have saved my super for the spawn of the Unstoppable Phalanx. But, you know, too late for that. It's all good. Have Transcendence back already. Well, basically. There it is. Another Storm Grenade. Yeah, I feel so much more inclined to use my Storm Grenade as the actual Storm Grenade rather than eating it and putting out a Bleak Watcher. So I think switching off the Flame Buddy is, I think going with the Flame Buddy is definitely the move. Maybe get the Transcendence off. That guy's suspended. There's my Devour. Perfect. Okay, continue killing everything. There's my Volatile rounds as well from the Faceted Bravery. Throw my Arcane Needles to break the barrier shield. Another grenade. There's another Devour proc. Okay, I have my Storm Grenade available to hopefully kill something and get Devour off initially. So I'm going to wait for these guys to spawn here. Throw the Tangle into the Storm Grenade. That should get me a kill. There's my Devour. And now we just got to keep it going. Shoot that Tangle right there. Okay, we're going to eviscerate this dude with our machine guns until we spawn the next wave of enemies. And then I got my Storm Grenade ready to go to hopefully get Devour again. Let's get the dive off so we get a little bit of HP back. Should probably be using our dive a little bit more frequently as well to proc our Reaper and our Bomber and stuff like that. Let's get that Suspending Blast. There's our Devour. Should get cut through every single ad. Ooh, perfect. That Suspending Blast will work out really nice. Excellent. Okay, Storm Grenade on the Shadow Thrall. Give me my Devour. And let's get our super going. We should be able to just kill this dude straight up with our super, unless we get too close to him and he whacks us with his stick. Nope, shouldn't matter one bit. Boom. Toast. Not quite 20 minutes. I think it was 23 minutes on the dot, somewhere around there. But will it build? Absolutely, yes, that was extremely fun. I think both versions work very well, whether you go with the Dragon's Breath and Solar and you go, playing through the Ignitions versus this one. I think it's just a little dependent on what the surges are for that particular week, so I think you can go either way. In terms of the changes we made, I do like Phoenix Dive a lot more than the Healing Rift, and I think I do enjoy Bravery a little bit more than Balance. I think you could also go Solitude if you wanted to, or Courage. That being said, definitely no Bleak Watcher. Definitely stick with the Solar Buddy. Significantly better. Definitely a bad call on my behalf. Feed the Void, Solar Buddy, definitely the play there. In terms of mods, I kind of liked what we ended up with. Generally speaking, unless we're doing like raid boss DPS, I like having at least one weapon surge mod for my primary ammo weapon, and I typically like specing my siphon mods into my primary ammo weapon because I'm usually getting double kills with those a lot more frequently than I am getting double kills with my special ammo weapon. But ultimately, it is up to you. I liked the Reaper a lot, especially when we go to Phoenix Dive, because you're just making a lot more orbs. But other than that, absolute masterpiece of a build. If you want yours reviewed in one of these videos, please submit it in my Will It Build channel, my Discord server, links in the description below. If you want to see these live, come to twitch.tv/Mactics. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.